Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm the Gentleman and welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Pixel Club. Today we are playing Scuba Dive on the MiSTer FPGA, which has recreated the ZX Spectrum core. Great lovely game from Jarrell Software back in 1983, and we're going to be playing using the keyboard on skill level 1 because we're not particularly good at games, as you know. So we're hitting K to define the keyboard. We go clockwise, anti-clockwise, accelerate and decelerate. These are the 4 keys that you need. And then finally we hit number 1 for our skill level. You start off on a boat, as you can see, and we have 3 lives as shown on the left hand panel and skill level of 1, which we knew we were picking. On the left hand side we've got an oxygen gauge. This shows us how much oxygen we have in our tanks. You can refill this by finding oxygen buried, or not buried, but at least resting on the ocean floor in tanks. You touch that for a refill, and depth shows us how far down we've gone. Looking at the score, we've got a high score of 100. That should be fairly easy to beat. We've scored 0 and held 0, and the way it works is the objective is to collect treasure from treasure chests, clams and anything else that we may find. So the boat is moving at the moment. We're going to jump off by pressing accelerate once we're clear of that jellyfish, and we're going to swim down and try and collect treasure from the clam. And you see now I've gone up to held 20. If I go to the boat, I then transfer the score to 20 and I can jump off again. And it's really repeat this procedure all the way through the game. So the first thing we're going to do is get a score on the high score table. Come on, got you. Slow down, wait for the next one to open while we let the fish thing swim above, and we've now got 40 points. We need to transfer that to the boat, which we'll do in a moment. We've got 60 points and we've got 80 points, but we've just swum into a rock. As you see, that doesn't kill us straight away, but when you swim you drop everything that you were holding, so not a good start. Go for that one and we go for that one. So to the left you can see a gap which was briefly available to the left. Here we go. This is guarded by a giant octopus, and what we have to do here is just swim past the octopus and you get into the deeper trenches below where the fish get a little bit bigger. You might have noticed the tail of a large shark there. Can we catch up to him? No, we can't, but the clams also get bigger, so look at the size of that clam. We're not going to go for that one. We're going to swim all the way to the left, and this is the first of 2 sections. You know, 3 sections. Oh god, look at that shark there. We are going to wait for you to pass. And we touched his fins, so we died. Any touching of the fish or anything else like that, it's instantly game over. We've got 2 types of shark approaching there, so avoid those. And again, we are going to go for the clams. So I've got one. I think we'll wait for you to open. Maybe we'll be lucky here. We're holding 20 for the moment. Let's get that to 40. And we are going to head for the next one. 60. And let's try and get 2 more. And then we should be in a position to find our boat somewhere. This is a, I suppose, limited sea, so you know there is a limit to the width of the sea. The boat effectively goes from left to right, top to bottom. Sorry, from left to right on the top of the screen here. It does not sail on forever, and there he is. So we should be able to jump back on the boat to put our score there. There we go. Jump off, so we're now at least going to be on the high score table. Swim back down and we're going to head for the larger clams to show you some further depths and some further exploring of this game. I used to love this game when I played it as a kid. You know, I was under the impression until recently when I was looking at some maps for the setup of this, that this game was random in terms of what the caves were. You know, maybe my memory is a little bit jaded from when I played it in the past, but looking at recent maps of it, it seems to indicate that the 4 skill levels you had, it wasn't random at all. And you know, there was, oops, slow down, there was effectively just 4 set patterns of caves. I'm not so sure whether that is correct, but they certainly have 4 skill difficulties that you have here. When you get the big mound like this, that indicates effectively, you know, the halfway point of the map for me. You know, if you swim all the way again to the left, eventually we will hit this bit again, and as I've said, the boat continually goes across the sea constantly, but we're going to keep swimming to the left, and at some point we will absolutely find the octopus. And this is we're in the first of 3 sections here, and here's the octopus. When we get down to here and we pass this octopus, there's going to be another one further down where the scenery changes a little bit more, and it certainly becomes a lot more interesting and challenging than what you can see here. I love the huge sprites, you know, the giant fish that you get, and you know, you can recognize, not in terms of breeds or anything else like this, but you can see there's a distinct, apart from a distinct swarm of fish here, you know, a variety of them as well. You know, you're not faced with one particular fish all the time. I think it was this level here somewhere around we clipped a shark fin before, so let's try and avoid that. These clams here, you see I got 50 points for that, but I'm only holding 50. I have to again take this up to my boat, but we're not going to do this. Here is another octopus that guards the deeper caverns, and you're going to see an interesting change in what the fish start to do if I can get by this. Look at this, they are now swimming up and down just to add to the confusion. But you've got these caverns that we can swim into, and that they're effectively a death trap in a lot of words, because you don't have much room to maneuver around. And if I recall, these clams can also kill you. So let's see whether we can get some treasure from you. Nope, missed. Got you. And I think if that had closed on me, I would have been dead. But oops. So another swimming thing in there. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but this is, as I say, infinitely harder with these winding passages. When I used to play this, you know, back in the day, you know, your mind, the Spectrum games are like a great book in a lot of respects. The graphics are not brilliant on it, but you do fill in the gaps. You know, you do wonder what else you will find. I found a dead end here, but there are treasure chests that you can find. As I say, there's also oxygen tanks that you can find to boost your oxygen. And in my mind, I was always hoping to find an Easter egg. Wasn't the term back then, but it would certainly be the term in today's gameplay. An Easter egg, something special, something unique. You know, it just, your mind filled in the gaps. And you know, this was such a peaceful game to play. This was such a calming game to play. And apart from when you had a whole load of treasure from the treasure chest and you couldn't get it above, you know, it was just lovely and very peaceful, very restful, for want of a better word. So we're going to continue down, and I'm keeping a very close eye on our oxygen here. You know, we are really running out of oxygen, and we have to find a tank. If we do not find a tank, it is going to be game over. The placement of the tanks, you know, might have been random. I seem to remember the caves being random, which the recent maps, as I said, you know, may not be 100% truth in that now, but we're going to keep going to the bottom and see how far down we can go. And this may be the basement so far, and there is a tank, but the passages will also let us go down a little bit further. So what you do is slow down, or in fact we're going to let the blue guy pass, because he will kill us. Right, and very much like collecting treasure, you rest on the oxygen tank, and you can see my oxygen very, very slowly going up. So we're going to let this go as high as it can, and then we're going to explore to the left to see whether we can find a chest. I would love to show you a chest on this first playthrough of this game. Right, avoid the blue thing again that's coming back, and into the passage. I like to oh no, nothing there, so stop. We don't want to clip the wall when we turn around, so move a little bit forward. turn around and back. As I say, clipping the wall, the 120 that we hold will be dropped, and there's also a limit to what you can carry. There's a limit to what you can carry. It's not infinite. I think it was up to 250 points you could carry, so there was more trips back to the surface that was needed. More oxygen there, more bad guys. Oh dear God, I forgot that. And look at that, they changed direction. So let's go down to you and stop. Right, so I've dropped everything, panicking, trying to avoid instant death there. And I've clipped the thing again. So then swum into the rock, and then I died, and we're back to the top. Only 120 points after all that effort. But look at the detail in the fish. You know, you got the little blue schools of fish there, and we seem to have been quite lucky to have jumped off while the boat was above this entrance. So we'll go into the tentacles there, ignore that, and this is our last life. We have to at least get back to the bottom area, the last cabin, and carry on for our quest for treasure. And here we are. Slow down, don't hit the rock. Did hit the rock, but it doesn't matter, we're not carrying anything. Swim away, turn around, go back. Patience is what we need. Nope. Well, I nearly got us there, but we should be able to get through this time. There we go. So straight down. Can't remember where the octopus was last time. Is that it to the left? Because you see a little drop in the landscape. Sorry, to the right. Nope. A large clam. So we're going to swim this way until we find it, and maybe have to do a U-turn and swim all the way back. I just honestly can't remember. I should have been paying attention, knowing that I was going to die, I was going to lose a life, and we've hit that wall and we've just died. So we have failed. So GPC again, 14 pearls, 120 score. We are going to kick off again, but we're going to do the hard level. So we're going to select level 4 this time. And dear God, look at this. The sea is full of, but I don't know whether the jellyfish, I think, are on the top, but I have no idea what those blobs are meant to be. And you know, there is no let up here apart from a small gap that we've got here, and we jump into the green one. So let's try again, turn around and frantically swim this way. The cave layout will be different. You know, we are not going to hit, well, nearly hit the shark there. We're not going to hit the same pattern as where we were before. So everything we think we've learnt is different. And just look at the amount of fish that are in the sea now. We know the sea's got a lot of fish, but you know, this is some, you know, acceleration in terms of challenges that they give you. And I'm constantly hitting the seabed here. And I do note that you've got a possible 4 lives, but I think you only start with 3. You know, I'm not sure how you would get an extra life. Swim away from you, come on. That little pause that you have while it adjusts itself, while you wait for your man to come back alive to swim from being knocked out, is a real worry, because you get more fish appear like this, and oh, we just made that. So try again. Where is the octopus? So I think I'm doing my best to hit every single rock that's here, and hopefully we'll see the octopus dive down, then get into the next cabin. Here we go. Now, and look at that, he's a damn sight faster than what he was before. Straight down. So let's try all the way down, and we are going to go down again. Look at that. Pure luck, pure luck. There was the entrance there, even though the red shark is trying to get me, and he turns around just where I want to go as well. Oh, you bugger, stop it. It's like he's guarding the entrance. I'm absolutely certain he's guarding that entrance. Let's go past you. And look at my oxygen here. Ooh, oh, for God's sake. Okay, so we're going to jump down. I'm going to assume, I have to assume here, that the octopus is going to be somewhere to the right based on all the swimming that we did before. So swim, swim, swim. So I've never done scuba diving. You know, based on this, if this was a simulation for scuba diving, it's probably a good idea that I've never done it, because I would be dead very quickly as I nearly swim into that rock. So choices, we can go all the way left, or we can go across the top of this rock, hope that there's a gap with not too many fishes there, and go down again. And here we go. Come on. Look how crowded, look how busy all these fish were. I'd have a heart attack if this was effectively level 1 and it was this many. I say this is a great skill game to play. Oh, turn around, those look too dangerous. Go back, go past them, and try again. And I love the way that some of the fish turn mid-flow, not while I'm playing it, but to watch. You know, this is like one of the early fish screensavers that you used to get on the Windows PCs, you know, Windows 98, things like this. You would have lots of swimming fish, and essentially this is what I've tried to do. If you look at the background behind me, I did a quick recording of a static recording of the fish swimming in the background. I wish I'd picked one of the later levels or the harder levels to do this, because you get so many more fish. Right, so here we are. Slow down. Now, slow down. Right, we need to remember that the octopus was a little bit to the right. So swim up. Yeah, he was a little bit to the right when you go down. Slow down. And this is going to be timing again. It's always timing. It's always timing. Go. And he should be... Oh, avoid all of those little guys. No, stay away. Stop changing bloody direction. You're all doing your best to stop me getting back down to the caverns below. Here we are. Narrowly avoiding Big Red, as we see there. And we now have to line ourselves up to just go hell for leather to get past the octopus guy. Go, swim. Oh yeah, bastard. Alright, so we never made that. You did see the caverns, you never saw the chest. This actually, regardless of what you've seen being played, is a really relaxing game, a gentle game, a lovely game to play. I'm the Gentleman, this is the Gentleman's Pixel Club, and I hope you've enjoyed me play Scuba Dive. If you have a Spectrum emulator or a MiSTer FPGA yourself, absolutely pick up this game, give it a go. It's a really good classic from the past. I think it's one of the underrated games for the past. It doesn't get as much exposure, as much playtime as it does, but pick it up and no joke intended, you will have a whale of a time. Anyway, thank you for watching if you've got this far through the video, and I will see you next time. Take care and stay safe. Goodbye.